Peace, y'all. So this is my warning message to people. Um, I, the times that we living in, the times that I'm living in, I can speak for myself. It's it's life or death. The times we living in right now, it's like life or death. Like as far as like freedom and justice and stuff like that, it's really life or death. And I go in more and give you more details on what I mean. But even like you go to Chicago and you look at the bills in Chicago, they passing a bill where they say they're not doing no more cash bail. So whoever commit a crime, Chicago is no more cash bail. So you could get a murder, you can murder someone and they're gonna let you right out. There's no more cash bail, right? So a lot of people saying this is the purge coming for Chicago, and New York tried to do that, but they went back on it. They trying to go back. They went back on it, and they y'all can see what's happening. So they want people that get rape charges and stuff to get off free. They ain't got no bail. They just get right back out. So you see what's going on, and this is why if you seeing things for what it is, you're gonna have to be real sharp with your mind. You're gonna have to be thinking sharp, and you're gonna have to like we all got to defend ourselves against evil. But the time right now, they're actually not. They're not really. They're not penalizing certain evil crimes and acts. So now is the time for people to try to come together as much as possible and build up some type of uh, protection and defense from what's coming. Because we always knew that a lot of people that's saying they work for the system are involved with a lot of high crimes and stuff like that. So, and it ain't just people that work in the system and work for the system. It's regular people too. There's people that's in poverty that they live a life of crime to survive and stuff. So it's like put it on one people or a group of people. This is happening on a large scale. So the reason why I titled the video "Life or Death" is because the people who are attacking the Ku Klux Klan, the Dark Priesthood, the COINTELPRO, and white supremacy. Now we all know Europeans ain't white people, but they've been calling themselves that ever since 1680s, ever since the late 1700s, the late 1600s. But there was no such thing as white people before the King James Version Bible. But I digress. But this whole thing called white supremacy, you got a lot of people trying to uphold this. It ain't all people that got pale face that's Europeans that's trying to uphold white supremacy. You got people that's so-called black that look like me that do things that uphold white supremacy. They go against their own people. Let's take, for example, you dealing with nationality. You trying to teach and give back information on nationality, and you meeting resistance from people that don't even honor a nationality. So that's upholding white supremacy. Because one of the things that they did to put us in this slavery Jim Crow mind frame was take our language, take our names, and take our nationality and our religion. Because we might have been true Christians, like crystallizing the image of Christ, Coptic Christianity, but they turned us into Christendom under Constantine. Everything past the 4th century is when they corrupted Christianity. Before that, it was more organic, natural, and pure. And people were staying for them principles. Now you got the Brula Baptist Church in Poughkeepsie, New York, and he's saying that they don't need to defund the cops. But this is the same church that let all of these military people come in and give vaccines to my people. Y'all ain't living under God's law, because God's law don't listen to man. God's law is not gonna say, yeah, they just made this stuff up in the lab. Now let's try it out and test it like we guinea pigs. So they got Brula Baptist Church had all of these people up in there, the military coming in there. God ain't tell y'all that. to have them give them all the people vaccines and stuff. And they was promoting that. And they the same people talking about, yeah, we shouldn't defund the cops and stuff like that. See, here's the thing. When you got cops out there going to arrest people that go and do bad things, like criminals, real hardcore criminals, they taking children, they abusing children, or just they murdering innocent people and stuff like that, you know, robbing innocent people. I respect those cops. But when you got the ones that go out and just abuse authority and just, you know, make something out of nothing and then try to be all aggressive and make a murder out of something that ain't have to be. But meanwhile, y'all got people that's on the run right now that just shot somebody. So I don't respect that. And I don't think nobody respect that, because if you got your child got shot, but then you got all these cops searching and they really targeting and trying to bring this one man down that's an honest working man every day because they don't like him. But meanwhile, people getting shot and they ain't worrying about looking for him. I just don't like that. And I don't think nobody that got common sense will like that. So when they talk about defunding, I feel like certain things need to be defunded. The ones that's bad, that's abusing, they need to be defunded. The ones that's really doing the work, they probably need more funding. So it's a line. I used to be just saying, "Oh, defund it," because I feel like, so, you know. I'll read some of y'all comments in a second. I got all right, and we're gonna get into the life and death in a second too. I got COINTELPRO agents trying to call my phone every time I live do a video. These people keep calling my phone. 828-32533. I'm gonna give y'all this number and y'all could trace this number. After I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, I'm pulling over right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. Because they just calling back to back to back, and this is COINTELPRO stuff. They do this every time I go live. And if y'all can start tracking down some of these numbers, y'all start figuring out who's these people that's, you know, spending their time to try to stop everything what I'm doing and ain't, you know. All right, hold on. Here's a number. 832-533-3253. 832-533-3253. 832-533-3253. Go trace that number, FBI. And once y'all trace it and y'all find out their exact location, I want y'all to kill his ass. I'm not going to play around and be friendly no more. Everybody who's going up against me, if it's anybody that's protecting me, if it's any FBI that's riding with me, start killing everybody who's involved with this shit. That's how we going to play now. Since y'all want to keep doing this shit and y'all think it's a game, after y'all start dying and dropping like flies, I'm fighting against white supremacy. I don't give a damn how nobody feel. All of these niggas team up together and try to murder our people every day and laugh about it and think it's a joke. And then they try to pay off our family members to attack us and shit like that. This ain't a game, and I'm not going to take it lightly. I want all y'all to get shot in the head, straight up. You got people pulling out guns and stuff. This ain't no game. We're not going to take it lightly. So when the FBI find out who y'all fucking cowards is, they going to shoot y'all in the head, straight up, and make it look like a suicide or an accident. We ain't playing no more. Y'all know I was going to come out and speak that raw, and I ain't going back to the cops. Fuck the investigation. How about that? I want the FBI to kill that man. Straight up. I'm not even going to play around with y'all. Putting my life in jeopardy? Man, you got another thing coming. We ain't going to the cops. I don't want no investigation. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want my information out there like that. So fuck it. It's all over. The investigation is done. I ended it now. So when y'all go find his ass, just kill him. How about that? Now we even. You pulled out a gun on me and somebody put out a gun on you and used it. You never pull out a gun unless you're going to use it. And every white supremacist Ku Klux Klan, when I start giving y'all these license plates, I want y'all to just go kill their ass. Because they've been attempting to murder me and it's not going to end well now. I'm not just saying do an investigation. No, kill their ass. From now on, that's how we going to do. Everybody who ever did something to me, I don't give a fuck if you're black, nigga. If you've been attacking me and you purposely been attacking me because you don't like me because nationality or whatever, nigga, it's your time. You're going to meet your maker. All y'all motherfuckers. I don't give a damn. And look, the only reason why I didn't defend myself because the man had a fraternal order of police on his license plate. Let any one of you niggas in the streets think you're going to pull out a gun on me and see ain't nothing going, like I ain't going to defend myself. If you pull out a gun on me, you better shoot me. That's the only reason why he got away. We was right in front of the police station, and he got fraternal order of police, and he started getting on the phone, acting like he was calling the cops. So I went right into the station, because I'm like, man, you ain't about to try to make it look like I'm the bad guy or I did something wrong. The only thing I could admit to that I did wrong was running up on his car. That's the only thing I could admit to. But in New York, they got strict gun laws, and you can't just point guns and carry guns and do certain stuff. So he got to answer for that and get held accountable, but he don't have to if nobody don't want to hold him accountable. That's why I said I want the FBI to kill his ass, because y'all know everything. Y'all know who he is. Y'all know what he about. I just want him to get killed. That's all. He attempted to murder me. He pointed a gun at me and threatened my life. I want his ass to die. Fuck it. Don't investigate no more. The investigation over. When you catch his ass, kill him. How about that? I'm not going to play y'all rules and then y'all can make me look like they acting like they want my YouTube so they can turn this whole thing into looking up and investigating on my YouTube. Hell no. Fuck the investigation. I'm not going back to that station and get no report or nothing like that. It's all over. If y'all didn't call me and find them by now, it look like y'all not even trying to find them. So since he going to go free, I want the FBI to get on this. And if y'all check his phone records, he made a phone call. See who he made a phone call to that day. And what was he talking about on that phone call? He was trying to get somebody to cover for him, you know. And the Newburgh police, if y'all aiding and abetting this criminal, y'all need to be investigated too. And if y'all acting like y'all couldn't find them, but y'all then never really went to go search, the FBI need to look in on everybody's records, everybody's phones, and pull up everything and start looking into if did they even go search for the man? Was they up there playing games or what? I want Homeland Security in on this case, and the USA Marshals and the FBI. Fuck the Newburgh, fuck the town. Unless the sheriff's gonna do something, y'all can help too. But this man need to be located and shot down on site. He's a violent murderer. He could be a child molester. I don't know who he is. I don't like him. He's a white supremacist, and he tried to kill me. He need to die. Fuck that. And any black person that feel like, yeah, you happy because that European do it, let me see one of y'all niggas do try to think y'all gonna do that to me. Because a lot of black people see me and start acting like they want to do dumb shit to me. I guarantee you ain't none of y'all black niggas in Poughkeepsie gonna run up on me and do anything like he did. Y'all don't like me, but y'all ain't gonna do that. Because I kill one of y'all motherfuckers. I would kill any one of y'all niggas right on the spot. Pull out a gun on me. He got away because he was lucky because he got that license plate. That shit is intimidating, knowing that a cop pulling out a gun on you, and if you do something to him, they might give you a hit in the cop charge. So I was wrong for running up on him. You know, that's my lesson that I gotta learn and humble myself. Yo, don't just be running up on cars talking about, you know, approaching people like that. Because that's like I was aggressor. You know, I was the aggressor running up on his car. He could have shot me. He could have shot me and said, yo, I was afraid for my life, even though I wasn't banging on his window or nothing. You know, if in certain cities you got a lot of road rage. So when you run out and go up to somebody's car, they don't know what you're thinking. So they first thing is I want to defend myself. So if they shoot you, that's your fault, you know. So yeah, it's my fault for running up on him. I kind of was asking for that, but then him pulling out that gun and then doing all that, I got to take the loss. That's all. But being that I'm taking the loss, I'm coming back fighting against every other European white supremacist. All y'all don't got fraternal order of police license plates. So let one of y'all act like y'all gonna do the same thing that he did, because that happened all the time. You know, he's just one of the dudes that was able to protect himself and got a gun. All of y'all ain't gonna have guns and be able to protect yourself. And there's many different ways I could defend myself. So
That's the first time that I could admit I was dumb for doing that. Most of the other times, it's 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 never really all the way my fault. Even though he started it by doing the you know, swerving over the yellow lane on purpose. I could have kept it moving and never turned around. So I gotta admit where I was wrong at and take responsibility. I was wrong for running up on this car like that. It ain't about white or black. It's about how you don't accept. Man, shut the hell up and get out of here. Um, so another thing, you got people that's in fraternal orders, and one of the things I heard is that when they join these fraternal orders, they make them do rituals. They make them go grab Short and Curly. Short and Curly is the oldest dude that's in the secret society. They make him go grab his penis. They call it Short and Curly. So everybody that joined all these fraternal orders, they all had to take this same oath. And I never took this oath, but I heard King Dolo talking about it, and I said the Duke of Tears. And them brothers got high knowledge when it come to a lot of secret societies and Freemasons and stuff like that. So I don't think they just making it up. And I think King Dolo actually he might have been in a lot of lodges because he knows a lot. So when I heard them brothers speak on that, I know that this is something that all the fraternal orders deal with. So y'all the only homosexuals because y'all trying to keep it a secret about y'all ritual that y'all do when y'all touch Short and Curly. So that means all of these cops and they all go through this shit, and y'all be acting like this is a game, like they not faggots and they ain't take the ritual. Meanwhile, they coming up here disrespecting me, talking all this crazy stuff, but ain't got no evidence, no proof to validate these claims. They just keep making assumptions because they get character assassination. That's COINTELPRO tactic. They got to assassinate your character to make the people not like you. So if they try to do something to you, nobody will feel like it was wrong. People will justify whatever happened because if they can make the people not like you, then whatever happens to you is your fault. But my thing is, you got people out here that really identify as LGBT. Go attack them people and go on their channel. If you looking for someone that identify as a gay person or somebody that's gay, it's people that openly admit that. I'm not one of them people. I'm not, down with that community. So this the wrong platform to try to talk about that and keep pushing that agenda. Just gonna get blocked, you know. So the Ku Klux Klan and these white supremacist hate groups, they they all got cops working with them. They all got, the cops that be in these little stations. They are involved with this. They go out and use a lot of technology to group chat with people and target certain people who they don't like. And you'll have state troopers, you'll have regular town, you got some sheriffs that's down with it. So this whole targeting thing and trying to single out people, it is a tactic that they use. And when you start seeing like certain car accidents or certain stuff happen when people be dying, they be targeting certain people and killing them. So to know that these people targeting and doing this stuff to people, it lets you know that it's not a game. You know what I'm saying? It lets you know the hunt that they had going on back when they had the Ku Klux Klan burning down houses and stuff is still going on. If you stand for certain principles, they're gonna come with that same energy that they had when they was raping our grandmothers and stuff like that, you know. So that's my thing. Once you stand up and you say, "Yo, I'm gonna be about doing everything for my kind. I'm speaking the truth when it comes to politics, when it comes to politicians, whatever, to the truth about what y'all really doing, how y'all stealing from the people, how y'all lying, and y'all into a lot of other dirty things. So when you speak out and you stand for a righteous cause, they don't like that because they benefit from stealing from the people, lying to the people, and deceiving the people. So when you calling out stuff and you calling it out for what it is, they don't like that. They want people to go along and get along. They don't want someone that question everything, question how everything was set up, how the slave policies were set up. Why are you questioning the slave policies? Just be a good slave. We make you feel like you're free, but true freedom is um No colonialism, no colonizing. That's true freedom. Liberation from colonialism. Stop colonizing our land. How y'all coming here talking about y'all raising up the rent and y'all not even got aboriginal titles to the land. The highest title to the land is an aboriginal title, but y'all calling yourself landlords and can't even show an aboriginal title. So that means y'all are stealing land and charging people. That's man, that's wrong. Calling yourself a landlord and you can't show it and prove it in truth and law, and then you benefiting off of that. That's false impersonation of somebody that got claimed to the title to the land. You don't own no aboriginal title. Your national descent doesn't tie you to the land. You are foreign to American. Y'all foreign agents to America. Y'all not the true Americans. They disconnected us from the land and all hereditaments, made us non-descendable. Well, we corrected in a lot of that, but that's certain things that was done throughout history. This is how, like, before Christopher Columbus came here, all of the land was owned by our people. Soon as they got over here, they did the doctrine of discovery and they started tricking people saying, oh, now you a slave and you got to work for me for 7 years. Before that, you was free and you owned your land and never had to do no contract with nobody unless you willingly wanted to. Now they just force people. They came over after 1492, forced people into contracts that was going to make you lose your land, and and you didn't know. They put it in legalese, and you're not a lawyer, so you don't know how to read legalese. Most of our people fell for that trick and lost a lot of their land. So instead of correcting a lot of things that was done, a lot of the Europeans or some, it's our people too. Some of our people was like, nah, let things keep going the way we are. Because if we could arrest someone for jaywalking or a nonviolent offense, we put them in a private prison system. That's $1 billion industry right there. It ain't got nothing to do with the government when they putting people in prison for nonviolent offenses. That's not governmental structure. That's private policies and enslaving people for not non-violent offenses, which is not even a crime. You broke a code or a statute, you ain't commit a crime, but they be locking people up. Like they make up three strikes rules and stuff like that. So a lot of this stuff injure a lot of people. A lot of brothers in prison because they got a violent offense, and then the second two times they just had non-violent offenses, but they used the three strikes rule on them. So this is why they changing the whole bail system in Chicago, and they might be doing it in a lot of more other states because you got a lot of people that's doing life and some that's doing 20 years for non-violent offenses, all because they had a felony on their record from like 10 years ago, but they was trying to clean up and they got caught doing stuff that wasn't even criminal acts. So these are the things that you got to look into and see, like, yeah, certain stuff is not right. You notice we talking law, we talking a little bit of history, and we talking law. The people that's coming in and leaving comments, only thing they doing is slandering. They slandering. So see stuff like that. Say like if we was living back in the days where you know how they told us about the cowboys and Indians and stuff, when the Europeans first came here and we all had our lands and stuff like that. If one of them come up here and do some stuff like that, say they see this our land, so say they do something and we follow them and approach them and they pull out a gun on us, that would have started a war right there. That started a war right there. They whole family get annihilated for stuff like that because we was controlling everything. They just put a lot of fear in us and you know locked a lot of our people up to make us feel like we can't even speak out against what's not right, or want it corrected when things is not right, or want someone held accountable when they do dangerous acts and threaten someone's life. How you think you could just threaten someone's life and then you're gonna live a normal life and ain't nothing gonna happen to you and it's all good? And then every time you feel like you scared, you get to threaten someone's life. I wish I had that opportunity and privilege. I could just, pull out a gun at someone every time I feel like I'm scared of you. I was I was like, yo, another thing I want people to be careful is because I know I made a bad decision about jumping out the car because I'm gonna let y'all know something. You have a lot of people driving around and they carry guns on them, right? And what they do is they'll hit your car on purpose. They'll run right into your car. They might run into the back of it, or they might cross the yellow lane and hit you, like side swipe you or hit you direct head on. And then when you pull over and you try to get out the car and exchange information with them, they got a gun on them and they're going to kidnap you and make you get in a car and drive you off somewhere. Or they might take your car or whatever. They might have somebody with them or whatever. And that's how a lot of these people been doing these kidnappings. You know what I'm saying? I seen an article in the newspaper not too long ago saying that it was a red car hitting people from behind. And when you get out the car, they snatch you up. And this was around these areas. So, you know, I did the right thing. I think I did the wrong thing by running up on him like that. You supposed to just if he ain't hit you, you ain't supposed to be approaching nobody. This you gotta learn how to take a loss sometimes, even when you feel like people attacking you and you know it's happening on a large scale. Sometimes you just gotta take a loss. You can't expect to defend yourself every time or fight every battle. Because by you responding, they getting the best out of you because that's their whole motive and intention is to you got people riding around with no license and they ain't got no car insurance and they got warrants and stuff like that. So they don't give a fuck about, you know, exchanging no information. They whole intent and motive is to you to get out the car so they could snatch you up. So that's dangerous out here because you know people that's legit. You looking to exchange information and report the accident or see if they want to give you some cash and do it on or whatever how you can handle it. But they whole motive is as soon as you get out the car, they putting a gun to you and snatching you up. That's that's a kidnapper, you know. So you talking about people that we know that carry guns that like to cause accidents. And I'm showing you a description of somebody that fit that description, but it's like until they look into him and see, they'll know more. Because as soon as they look up his license plate, they can look up his arrest record and see if he got warrants and all that. They'll know exactly about him, a little bit about him. So it's not really up to me to say nothing. It's up to the information that they got on them. What's in the system? That's why if they do a search on him, it'll show everything. If he on parole or whatever, that's why that license plate is like you ain't really get away like that. So even if they didn't find you, it is what it is. You ain't really get away like that, like how you think you did. And once again, I would have probably just took that as a loss if I wasn't near no police station. I don't be just willingly wanting to go into no police station and cooperate and give a statement and you know it's not because I'm scared of being labeled a snitch. It's because the situation, how it occurred, he can actually say that, oh, he didn't, he was in fear of his life because I was running up towards his car. You get what I'm saying? And they might even say, oh yeah, you shouldn't approach his car. So if I was all the way in the right, I'll be saying, let me cooperate and let's get this dude and get him locked up. But knowing that I was wrong when I got out and approached his car, I can't go through and try to say, all right, yeah, I'm gonna fully cooperate with this. No, I can't do that because that'd be wrong on my part. So he won't have to deal with like pointing a gun at me or getting charged for pointing a gun at me. He'll just have to deal with people know that you pointed the gun. They won't get you for that because I'm not gonna, you know, take the stand or press charges. But at the same time, they won't forget that. So they will be trying to look for you and see if they can find the gun, maybe. Or if they get another report of you pointing the gun at somebody, then they'll come and get you because now it's like there's numerous reports. So you ain't getting away. It's just that I know I made a mistake, so I gotta take responsibility. I was wrong. I could have got shot for running up on his car like that. After I cut him off and hopped out, I was wrong. I was aggressive with defending myself. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't expect them to pull out a gun, but this is the world we living in. People feel threatened, they gonna pull out a gun, and some people might even shoot you. So I guess I could say I'm lucky I ain't get shot, right? So I just got to take this as a loss. And being that I know all of these white supremacist hate groups, Ku Klux Klan, they are cops. A lot of them are cops. So they don't do nothing but get off duty at the station and start doing hate group stuff to our people or people that they don't like or whatever, and they regular cars and they regular clothes and stuff like that. So I gotta be mindful of that. So I'm going to the police, which is kind of like you going to the little brother of the dude who just pulled out a gun on you and trying to go tell on him. What you think is gonna happen? That's their little brother. This nigga's in the fraternal order of police. The city and all them, they in the fraternal order too. So they all connected. It's like they all in the same gang. It's sort of like you got beef with one of the Crips, like the neighborhoods, and then you go and tell the Rolling 60s, or you go tell the 8-2 trees and tell them, yo, this he pulled a gun out on me. So it's like you're going to the same crew, the same gang to ask for, to tell them to do something about, it ain't gonna get done. I know that. And I felt like when I was in there, all I was doing was telling the people who was attacking me about, how I feel about it. That's all I felt like I was doing. So, I knew that it was only going to go so far, but if more people here, then they can do something and it's out of their hand. They don't have all the control. The more people that here that want to do something, then that's what happens. But if don't nobody care and they make it look like it's my fault, then nobody gonna do nothing. And then if he is a criminal and he is a child molester, he'll be able to keep going out and child molesting people. He could be on a sex offender list. The thing is, nobody, want to look into him and see who he is. They want to make this thing look like I'm the one who did something wrong and it's all my fault and this and that. Well, let him keep getting away with crimes, then let's take me out the situation. Let's just look into him and see who he is. Do he got any arrest records and shit like that? And then we could go from there. Forget about me. He could be on the run for murder from South Carolina because you from another state and you just so quick to pull out a gun on somebody. You ain't rolled out your window. It's not like you was really in danger or you could have backed up or anything, but you know, so if you were so scared, why you ain't go to the cops when you got out your car and started walking toward the station? So it's like a touchy situation, touchy story, but I'm just gonna take this as a loss, man, because I know it's all like all of these people are working together. Some of them look like me, some of them don't look like me, and you got people that don't want to fight for no land, but they want other people to charge them on their own land and talk about he the landlord and shit like that, but can't show no aboriginal title. I don't care if you call yourself a Jew and wear a yarmulke or whatever, because it wasn't no J in the Hebrew alphabet, and we the real Jews. But we don't have to title ourselves and stuff like that either. Our actions and our spirit show who we are. We just do the work because we got a lot of every we got a lot of every nation and tribe in us. Or see Manda. So I practice semen retention, and I've been single for a while, so being single and not, living with a girl or not staying with a girl and being in and um intimate with a woman, you start to grow up and your mind don't be thinking about sex all the time, right? So I practice semen retention for like a long time now, right? So the way how I look at females and women is, if I really wanted to, I find a woman and just get my rocks off or whatever. I know that when you be having sex, you change spirits and stuff like that. You take part of their spirit and energy, and it's serious. So I'm careful with how I you know, who I lay up with and stuff like that, because they could bring all type of problems into your life, and you start going through a whole bunch of stuff and don't even know. Man, you got this woman fluid all in you, and her everything she was going through, she transferred that over to you, and she took all your good energy, and now you going through misery. She might have had issues with child support, her baby dad, all that. Next thing you know, she start taking some of your intelligence, and she ain't stressed no more. She figuring out ways to get through all her issues, while you starting to have problems with getting through stuff that you never had issues with. Stuff is stressing you out that never used to stress you out before. That stuff is real. And all of the people that's in marriage and relationships, they know, because they got to be around their intimate or they significant other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And y'all can't sit up here and tell me you don't be wanting some time to yourself for just a day or maybe an hour. And if you got children, you know you love your children, but keep it real. When you go on vacation, you don't bring your children everywhere. You go on vacation because you want to have some time alone. Like, y'all stop fronting and acting like, everybody want the life they want. Sometimes y'all, we get put in positions because that's what we was given. I ain't complaining, and I ain't, I don't want nothing that nobody else got that ain't meant for me. That God won't, naturally, if it's happened, it'll be meant for me. I ain't about to worry about another man's life, and that's some gay shit. But turn this light off. So I practice semen retention, and the only reason why I'm addressing this is because you got these dudes coming in the comment section. They're COINTELPRO agents trying to do character assassination, right? And make people, think less of me, or, they trying to assassinate my character. That's all. Meanwhile, at the same time, when you do start, messing around with a little chick, next thing you know, you being followed, you being watched and stuff like that. So, you know, go ask the cops in Newburgh if I'm gay, or when they see me picking up that girl over there by Price Chopper when I used to take her to the park and go smash. Ask them why they kept stalking me. Well, they used to park over there anyway. And one day I was picking her up and then he left. But go ask them if I'm gay. They know what's up. I wasn't picking her up to go smoke with her. So, you know, I just don't be trying to promote everything on social media and post everything. So you would never know my business or what I do. And when you do promote it, it's like you telling everybody that been assassinating your character. So why even give them energy? Matter of fact, every time you show stuff, you got COINTELPRO agents trying to figure out who you messing with, who's this girl is. And all they gonna do is have a cop try to talk to the girl, and then they might pay her and start trying to tell her stuff about me. So you can't post shit on social media. That's how, dangerous things happen to people. You messing with a woman, or why would I, talk about that? That's my private life. That's nobody on social media business, really. This is the internet. This ain't reality when it comes to your private life and what you think is sacred, and you don't have to tell nobody that's not involved with you. They don't know you. They don't talk to you on a private level. Even people that you meet off social media, if we never met face to face like that, and I ain't play with your children, then man, I'm not about to tell you about my intimate relationships and stuff like that. But if you cool with somebody, you might start talking to them about certain things. But even those people, you can't trust everybody. You can't trust nobody. I just feel like if you talking to someone and you intimate or you in a you that's nobody business. And a part of me is like, I don't even want my girl to know nobody from my town. This is why I'm gonna mess with it. If I do start messing with a girl, nobody would know who she is. She'll be from a whole nother state probably, because I don't want, you know, I know how infiltration is. I know how hate is. You know, I know how jealous people is. So, you know, and nobody will be able to break apart nothing what I'm involved with. And it's like, even when we meet certain women and we might like her a lot, and then we bring her around our families start talking, saying stuff to her, and then they make her not like us. And it's certain stuff that we just can't do when we grow up and we know better. Sometimes it's better, like, if you meet a woman, y'all might build, but if you bring her around your family, she telling her your family might not mean no harm. They might just be trying to be funny or trying to build a relationship, but they mentioning stuff that happened in the past and it's turning her off. And they explaining it in a way like to try to shame you. So sometimes family ain't don't be all good. They might still be upset with you for whatever reason. So now you trying to show your girl and but you know certain family who you could do it with and who you can't. You know, that's all. And you know you got to be real serious if you even bring them around certain families. So when you in a private relationship with another someone, that's significant. I don't think that's no one business. Like, to tell you the truth, I'll be gone for sometimes at 3 days at a time, and my mom be like, "Oh, you must have met a woman, right?" So if I do tell her, "Yeah, and this is where she from, and this and that," I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. You know why? Because I feel like if I'm in a relationship with someone, you know, I'm seeing them, I want to build up the strongest relationship with them that possible, you know, in connection and communication. If we decide to get serious or something like that after a long period of time, then I can introduce them to other people. You know, maybe I still don't have to. Because back in the days we had, when we was talking about when we was kings and queens, a man was supposed to be fruitful and multiply and have like 10 children, like Nick Cannon. When I was growing up, I always used to say, yo, I want to have like 20 children. I used to have little imaginations and I used to say stuff sometimes, you know, to my peoples and my friends and stuff like, yeah, I'm gonna have mad different baby moms and stuff like that. I used to say stuff like that, joking around, but I think that that's smart because if we don't have no children, then we don't leave no legacy, and it's like we don't recreate ourselves, and then the world depopulates. Our people start to become extinct, knowing they genetically modifying stuff, they altering people DNA and stuff. So I think that that's important, and it's a beautiful thing to have children. Children are the most precious, beautiful thing on the planet. So, you know, to come at me like that is real disrespectful, and I take that as a as an act of war. You know what I'm saying? Because I always speak out against um, you know, how the homosexuals identify and how it causes confusion and how that whole agenda is corrupt a lot of people's minds on truth and history of genealogy and genetics and biology and certain things. It goes deep. So you can identify as a LGBT or bisexual or something like that, but you won't separate and differentiate between we got different genetic makeups and different biological makeups. You won't draw that distinction. See, that's why I question that, because they try to talk about, yeah, we all humans, and you know, we some of us come from different tropic areas. Some of us we need different fruits and vegetables to eat to boost our vitamin C and E up. Some of us we need more alkaline diet. So you can't sit up here and just deny these facts. But you're gonna say something, you was born gay when everybody got an X or a Y chromosome, and you can't get away from that. Because if you try to go change up the chromosomes, they gonna kill you if you tried. So you could say you gay and you was born gay, but you can't change the chromosomes. Yeah. And then the way how the society is ran today, all of these modern women is all materialistic. They don't look to build like most of the modern women that you see that you might be attracted to. They got some type of materialistic mind. Their mind has been whitewashed. They might. It's hard to find. It's not hard, but it's rare to find a woman that match your energy. Or I know opposites attract, but I don't need no opposite. That's my thing. I don't want nobody that's I'm always disagreeing with, and see if they got a like mind like me and we got some type of similarity. Yeah, but man, I'm not the type to spend too much time figuring out if I like someone or something like that. So I ain't really, get into that relationship, having children thing. So I probably still got a couple years to see, but I'm focused on doing this work, mastering myself. Shout out to Ill God. I seen your comments in a second. I just got sidetracked. Aussie Manda, with a name like that, you sound like a woman. You saying you into women, but the Civil Rights Act in 1968 made it where women could have children and depend on the system. There is no act for us men. Yeah, blue pill and red pill done went to Georgia and started a cult. They not teaching more science teachings like that, but um they out there in Georgia and they got a lot of brothers and sisters involved with what they doing. But my thing is, what's really the mission? Well, like what's what's the um what's the movement goals? Are they just like building like a big movement, or is it like they fighting for reparations, or it's just like a religious thing? I don't know what it is, and I don't want to be talking down against it because they might have a vision where they gonna empower a lot of people, but you calling it a cult, I don't see stuff like that. That's what caused a lot of the confusion and stuff like that, and people, debating and arguing and stuff. So I don't want to say them type of words because people get offended off of certain stuff, and then they gonna come back in a way that's gonna offend you. So I won't call it a cult, but I did see videos on Instagram where they be in certain type of buildings and they be having a lot of brothers just sitting in there. They go to Stone. They did the thing on Stone Mountain, so I wouldn't call it a cult, but they always had their followers. They always, so someone that keep a channel and maintain the channel and keep their followers, when they start meeting up with people, though, you can't call them a cult. They just got loyal supporters. It's just like these rappers. They got die-hard fans. If these rappers say, yo, we starting a study group or whatever, and we gonna meet up every city and this and that, if the people start going to meet up and do study group with these rappers, are they a cult now? If they start talking about worshiping the sun or whatever, are they a cult? If your favorite rapper say, yo, instead of doing a concert, we're gonna meet up and we're gonna worship the sun, would that make y'all a cult then? What if I told you every concert that was outside, if the rappers had jewelry on and they was performing, y'all was worshiping the sun. Y'all was doing the sun dance. What if I told you that? Would you still be in the cult? Because the rappers get power off the sun. If they melanated, that's why they love performing in the Caribbeans and places that be hot, Florida and stuff like that. They have better performances in Atlanta and stuff. Future and a lot of them artists. That's why they have so much energy because they in the heat. They closer to the equator. But y'all don't want to deal with the facts. You know, y'all don't want to deal with the facts. So, see, if they had a they got tracking device on YouTube. So when They type in these comments and stuff like that. All y'all gotta do is um take their screen name and Google it and put it in a database. And once they IP address show up, and if they show from they on a cell phone or a laptop, y'all can go follow them. You can put a tracking device on their car, and then you can just catch them at the right time, and then just make it look like an accident. Everybody that's involved with this is getting taken out. That's the bad thing about it. It's just that nobody gonna come out and talk about it straight up and tell you how I'm telling you. A lot of our brothers moved and got out of New York because they know the Ku Klux Klan was on their ass. So they packed all their shit and they ran out of New York. A lot of your leaders ran out of New York. Yo, the way how I look at it, this is what these people do. They're the ones that don't like us for whatever reason. You know, some of our people grow up in poverty and harsh conditions, and they might conduct themselves on a lower level, right? But you can't really judge them. But the people that don't like us, they come in and start attacking us and be doing things to us, right? Then when we gotta defend ourselves, that's when they try to make us look like we the aggressor, we doing something wrong. But they have gangs of people stalking us and attacking us and stuff like that. That's why I be big on telling people, yo, you gotta document certain stuff when you see certain stuff and you know it's not right and it's suspect. You gotta record and document that because that's your only way to show and prove that these people are doing, wicked things. And see, when they getting funded for going out and doing a lot of these things, they get bold and they get real, sarcastic with whatever they doing because they feel like, yo, man, I'm a cop or I'm a sheriff or whatever they feel like, So if the sheriff is telling me to do this and he telling me we getting funded for this, why am I not going to do it? It's a COINTELPRO agency. They won't ever come out and talk about it in the public. They just do it underhand. It's unconstitutional and it's unlawful. The same way they get funding to go out and do drug busts and go do prostitution stings or whatever, they get funded to go help human trafficking victims, and they get funded to go out and attack political people who they got different political views for. Most of the time, they assassinate them. And I've been showing y'all how many assassination attempts they tried to get in the past 2 days, but it ain't working. So the next time if something happened and say somebody died, it's gonna be self-defense, right? Because no matter what, from now on in New York, they don't give a fuck about no laws. You could pull out a gun on, so you could shoot somebody, just don't get caught. That's all. They're not even gonna look for the criminal. But this is it's certain things where stuff you shouldn't be able to get away. How you right in front of the police station? So it's like y'all got all this information on this dude. Is what it is. Well, I didn't tell them all that, but still, I feel like they was watching their cameras and they seen everything outside, and I feel like they know who that dude is, so they really don't want to do too much. So that's why I say tell the FBI, get the FBI involved in, because this dude could be funded by the Newburgh department. He could be getting funded by the same people for snatching up. Well, I won't say that, but see, you have cops that's involved with human trafficking. Let me just tell you this: they caught this man in Highland. He was working in Brewster, out in Putnam County. He was raping little Mexican girls and protecting sex trafficking organizations. So you have certain cops that's out here raping little girls still protecting sex trafficking organizations because they didn't bring down the sex trafficking organization. They brought down the cop. And that you got a lot of people that could be kidnappers and sex traffickers. They ride around with guns, with out of state license plates, and fraternal order of police tags on their plates. So they feel like, yo, if I'm a police and somebody see a little girl in my car, what the hell any other cop gonna say to me? You wouldn't expect the cop to be raping nobody. He got a fraternal order of police tags. So when he snatch up a little girl and pull out that gun on her, you get what I'm saying? When your daughter walking around in the streets in the city of Newburgh and he hop out the car and pull that gun on her and snatch her up, you would have wished you did something so they could have found his ass. Right? Am I right or wrong? Let's say he get mad and he go home and beat up his wife and children, then come back out the next day and say, yeah, I'ma snatch up me a little black girl and kill her ass today. That's why the whole community should be pissed off and be involved and wanting to do something about this. That's why I said when y'all find him, just kill his ass. We ain't going to trial no more. Now I get my stress, I deal with it. Yeah. So when you block the COINTELPRO agents, they know they can't infiltrate the conversation. They can't infiltrate the video by keep calling because my phone on do not disturb. So the only thing they can do is create a whole bunch of accounts and try to come in here and leave negative messages, right? But the thing is, they know they ass is in trouble now. Your whole fraternal order need to be brought down and investigated and brought up on some charges. And then the FBI need to run his cell phone and see who he made a call to, because whoever he made a call to was another dirty cop. And since he was going to take up for him, y'all could go kill his ass too. They FBI need to go kill his ass too. Y'all always killing my people. When these white supremacists start getting they wake up call, then we'll feel good and we'll feel like justice being served. Because we be the ones most of the time, I won't say all the time, we the non-violent ones without weapons and don't be in the criminal. We ain't out here committing crimes. These people be whole child molesters, carrying guns, snatching up children, getting away with it, and y'all be knowing about it. Cause y'all, some of y'all be down with it, so y'all like, nah, he's a big player. He's Jeffrey Epstein's main underhand man or something like that. He a part of the Epstein cult. Now that was a cult. They won't call Jeffrey Epstein a cult, but they'll call the brother Red Pill and them a cult. You see what I'm saying? I ain't hear you say nothing about Jeffrey Epstein, but you calling my brother Red Pill and Blue Pill a cult? I smack the shit out you if you was in front of my face. Nigga, I don't know you. You on YouTube talking to me like we know each other. And I got a lot of knowledge from Red Pill and Blue Pill. They was next to a lot of honorable people. How I'm gonna disrespect them? Peace to the gods. You trying to make us cause division amongst you, a COINTELPRO agent. That's what you is. It's already division because the Nation of Islam keep calling themselves black. How much more division you want us to put on top of that? And the nation, some of the gods don't be identifying as indigenous. So a lot of the organizations that were set up to teach the people, they still calling themselves black. And they ain't doing nothing to help the process easy for our people to get what was taken from us in slavery from our forefathers and all the work we did in slavery. Because however many years you've been living, that's how many years you've been a slave. Because when the government come and they talking about they control the land and the resources, they don't give none back to the people. See, in most countries, the people got to say so on what happens. Over here, they telling us it's all government policy. That's why I showed you the incorporation for the United States on the military for the Purple Heart thing on the first one of their first illustrations and documentation. I already showed you. It said INC. They don't even hide it. People still want to argue this and say, yeah, the United States, we in the country. And I'm telling you what it say. INC. Todd show you the incorporation papers. We keep telling you the same thing over and over again, but you want to fight us. Y'all got Ku Klux Klan members attacking us. Can't you see they trying to stop the people from getting the message? And then you block these people. They come back with other troll accounts. A troll, you kill them, and then it's like worms. They come back with half a body and make another account. jumping out the casket, talking about, yeah, well, let's still be friends. I thought I just killed your ass. Hold on. Here he go. Look, Devon is black. Devon is gay. Devon is jobless. Devon will be homeless again. You see all of this negativity and wickedness coming from these people? Who is these people? That's what I'm saying. These are all agents. That's who these are. COINTELPRO agents. That's who these are. Trying to stop the conversation. They see the momentum building up, so they're trying to stop what we're doing. But back to the subject. How do we fight against evil? It's a life or death decision that we got to make. It's going to be times where we ain't going to have no choice but to defend ourselves and kill somebody. Because right now, in the regular communities in certain neighborhoods, it's becoming worse than the jails and the prisons. You know what I'm saying? In the regular communities, it's starting to become worse than the prisons and the jails in certain places. Where certain how the way certain people behave, you got people that just don't care about life. They don't care about no one else's life. They don't care about having respect or none of that. These people are at war with themselves because if you got an issue with someone else, that's saying something about yourself. You got so much of an issue with someone that you can show the hate and the jealousy and the envy, right? The man ain't never did nothing to you, and you ain't gonna never do nothing to him. All you gonna do is show jealous and envy every time you see him. That's wicked and evil. All these COINTELPRO tactics. I already said what I thought about the Queen of England dying. I think she was an evil bitch. I think she was a part of a lot of slavery. I think she the reason why people over here thinking that they could use color of law and injure people, oppress people, because a lot of the laws go back to England and the church and all of the stuff they were starting and the Pope, um the papal bulls, I don't know if it's Pope Boniface or whoever, um, all of that stuff, man, all of that go back to England and Bernadette and Queen Isabella. So what they did was from nation to nation, seeking whom they gonna devour, conquering many different nations of people and stealing their resources. They go into Africa and go right on the coast where they got all of the blood diamonds, right? Anywhere, South Africa, any part of Africa. And these people all live there and they live and they can go get the diamonds out their backyard anytime they want. They gonna go in there and put the military in there and then talk about how, yeah, we colonize in Africa and then have these people moving out of their homes and then saying, well, if you want to stay here, you could work for 20 cents a year. And that's how they took all the wealth out of Africa. So you telling me that how do I feel about the Queen? I feel like they the part of the reason why a lot of people are so greedy and materialistic to this day, you know, because you're talking about a people that biologically and genetically can't even really live underneath the sun. So they build a whole bunch of caves and try to live under caves and underground and submarines and stuff like that. But my thing is, I feel like they was not even the real royal family. And I feel like they hide all of the history so much from the people because they had to kill off all the heirs. The heirs, the royal family, the Moors, and they wrote all of the history about them. If you go into the Vatican, they got a secret section stored of all of our ancestors and all of the these everything that supposed to come back to us. And some of this stuff ain't starting to get released to the people. These people been pedophiles for so long. Enough people been standing up and demanding everything been changed, and we starting to see slowly change. But they ain't going out without a fight. You're starting to see the pedophiles come out and open, show you who they are, and more stuff. Even like it's just a lot of stuff going down. So look in, pay attention, and be prepared. That's all. So actually, I I feel like I ain't gonna say I feel like, I know we in the middle of a war. No matter how much we want to be at peace, no matter how much we want to mind our business and stay to ourselves, it's people that's gonna try to attack us. It's people that's gonna try to, you know, injure us. So I'm not gonna sit up here and tell nobody to peace and love or stay at peace. I'm gonna say stay alert. As soon as you start seeing someone, trying to attack you or whatever, defend yourself. But don't run up on nobody with a camera, or don't run up on nobody, question them or nothing like that, like I did, because that's could get you in trouble. It could get a gun pulled out on you or get you shot. So if you got an issue and you feel like your life is being threatening, don't pull out a gun on nobody. You know when your life is in danger. So start defending yourself and see if see it like they not gonna stop. So you might as well keep defending yourself. And it's gonna come to the point where it's like it's gonna get dangerous. I'm just gonna say it straight up right now. It's already dangerous, but it's like you haven't been looking at it like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You looking at it like, man, this is just all a game. Nah, it's not a game. It's life or death. So when you start thinking about that, you'll start thinking about taking life from people. You get what I'm saying? Because they ain't not thinking, they not second guessing about taking life from you. You can go ask all the abortion clinics if I'm lying. Them niggas will kill your baby in a second. So don't sit up here and tell me they don't got medicines that'll take your life from you and kill 20 years of your lifespan just for taking these pills for 2 years. You take this pills for 2 years, it's gonna knock off 20 years out of your life. You won't make it to see 100 or 90 or 80. Go look up all of the pills that people die from. Don't tell me what I'm making ain't accurate. So many medicines that had to get recalled and they had to remake all these pills. They ain't nothing but a bunch of poison anyway. It's not natural. But I don't want to go in on the Queen of England too much because that's not a queen to our people. That's the European people queen. So when you say the Queen of England, and then if her name ain't, see, they keeping her name in honor because that's they peoples, they gonna respect her. But a lot of people don't like what she represent and what she was connected to and what she was behind. They feel like it was a lot of slavery attached to her name, and it was a lot of crime. So people got a right to feel and say how they feel, and nobody don't gotta feel sorry for someone just because they got the title of a queen or something like that. The nature don't respect title or position, so we gonna judge her by her works. Did she ever fight to free any people? Did she ever free any people, or did she help write pass laws and stuff that enslave people? And we look into that. Everybody can research the history of her. So now that everything happened, people can learn more about who she was and why everybody got so much opinion. So everybody can learn about this. It's not really my opinion or how I feel don't really matter. When people get the history of who she is and what she represented, they'll see this is like spiritual and it's political too. Because now you got a lot of people speaking on um certain topics about who's this dude Charles and why they saying it's hereditary and it's a lot of stuff going on. But that ain't really our fight, I don't think. Like, see, even in Jamaica, it's a lot of people that's saying why are the Caribbeans so a lot of people in maybe in Caribbean places showing a lot of respect for the Queen. They should be upset. I mean, they should be happy, but they acting like they mad, like they sad. But see, it's a lot of talk on that. So it ain't about how I feel. It's about what energy is going to come forward now that she transitioned. You think people still going to honor every law and rule that she had, or you think it's a whole nother nationality that they about to put up in that position, or what you think now? Or you think they're gonna give back all of the power from the people who they stole it from, so they can even start calling themselves queens and kings and stuff? start lying and imitating, they ain't nothing but a bunch of imposters anyway. Because if you ask me, all these dudes that be saying they the royal families and the Rothschilds and the 13 families, they only got wealth because they committed the frauds and stole all the gold and silver from the people. Let's talk about it. Y'all don't really want the truth. They stole the land and then they stealing the gold and silver, and they made the people start trading in monopoly Federal Reserve notes, talking about this is money, and that's how they got rich because they took everything from the people. So how the hell they royal and the rich and the elite? They not. Bunch of robbers and stealers. And you talking about the Queen of England knighted you and stuff like that. That don't mean nothing in the house of God, because you got to show by your works that you're worthy of anything, like a title that's saying that, yeah, I'm a knight of Queen of England or whatever. That don't even mean nothing to people that's in poverty. What can you do for the people that's homeless, the people that's sleeping on the floor? These agents is trying to stop the message, boy. They can't stop it though. We too powerful. We too strong. But this whole Ku Klux Klan thing, man, they're not gonna stop their attacks, because when you got someone teaching about nationality and birthrights and the history, and teaching history and law, and sharing information so people could go do their own research. So it's not like I'm just making something up. I'm telling you, go look all this stuff up, and where you can go look it up in the books you could read and everything, right? So now people could educate their children now, right? Or teach their children, not educate, teach, right? So children could learn about the true history and stuff like that. So a lot of people could go do assignments and homework. So now it's like, now whatever you thought about me or whatever rumors you heard or people said, whatever, it's not about me no more. It's about everybody can look up and do their own research and start drawing to the truth and saying, oh yeah, this too much evidence to start saying that, everything they told us is true. We didn't come here on Africa. We didn't come here from slave ships. The first ship came from England and stuff. We was already here and all that before Christopher Columbus, and we aboriginal and indigenous to this land. And we more American than African, because we wasn't born in Africa. We ain't have no connection to Africa like that now, unless you're talking about when the whole continent was one and there was Pangea. I guess you can say, yeah, we Kush or Ham and Kushites, but that's different. These more modern times, people start, going back to their forefathers' ancient divine creed. So they identify as Hebrew Israelites or Moors or whatever. Some brothers saying they trace their history and they are a part of the Native Americans and the American Indians and stuff like that. Because, see, a part of that history is when it was after the Reconstruction period or around the time of the Reconstruction period. So after like 1700s, that's when they start. You see a lot of these terms start coming into existence after the 1700s. So all of this stuff is like new. You know what I'm saying? It's it was a lot of it was invented to create confusion, so we wouldn't all be one and have one big claim to the land, and everybody else that's foreign that's coming over here and doing all this stuff, they was taking us away from being one big family, and then they telling us we all humans, but they dividing us, talking about you Indian, you a Native Indian, you a American Indian, you a Native American, you a African American. I thought we was all humans, but
They don't treat us the same. They got certain laws in the contracts. They say Indians non-tax in the Constitution. They say that. So if we all humans, how come in your Constitution they say Indians non-tax? That right there is enough to make people feel like, man, why we gotta pay taxes? Let's just keep it real. A child will ask the same questions. Well, if Indians not taxed, what make them not taxed? Oh, because they fought in wars and stuff like that. Man, that's a name that they use to designate the indigenous people that strip them from the land. That's all. This ain't India, and we ain't Indians. Christopher Columbus thought he was in India when he came here. He thought he's in the West Indies. Started calling the people Indians, and that's the name that they later started using to strip certain people that was already saying who we was the whole time. And they had a hard time stripping the people because you'll have court cases in the 1790s in South Carolina. You'll have Delaware state codes with people saying they was Moors in the 1920s, 1790 South Carolina, and Philadelphia in the 1920s. So you can see a history of people that are not always saying, yeah, we was whatever they called us. Nah, that wasn't always the case. Nah, that wasn't always the case. But like I was saying, um, the people know that Queen of England dying is representing a time and a time in the history that we living in right now, that certain chapters is being closed, and we on a new day and time, and there's new energies and new forces that's coming in, and you know being ushered in. So all of this gang stalking, targeting, or attacking because you don't like someone or whatever, and you acting like you doing something to them because you're trying to act like you running their car off the road and you trying to prove something to all of your other Ku Klux Klan friends. It's a price for that. That's set in nature. Your heart got to be lighter than a feather. All right. Agree. Ill God. I'm gonna throw that up on my channel. Send that to me. It's watermelons. What's today's date? Yeah, these expired today too. I can still get them.
Which one?
No, just these.
$2.99.
All right.
You're awesome.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, man.
All right.
You're right.
All right. Everybody's saying that we Moors. It's just like there's been so much debating on it that the only ones that debate it is our people mostly. But all of the Mexicans and stuff like that, they come here and start naming their stores Mayan and Aztec and stuff like that. It's a store in Poughkeepsie, right on Main Street. It's called Aztec, right down near the river, kind of, right across from the bar, on I think Clover Street, and it's called Aztec Mexican restaurant. So they come here and honor all of the ancestors and all of that stuff. We the only ones debating on. We wasn't Hebrew Israelites. We wasn't Moors. Well, how come they coming here and using all this stuff and benefiting and you know, they got their whole family working together in accordance towards, one common goal or more than one common goal that's going to help all of them. That's something that's good. You know, a lot of our families taught us, yo, just go get a job and stuff like that. So it was never really a lot of people in our family that it was certain people that was business minded and business oriented, but it wasn't enough and it wasn't a lot that was able to create their own business to give everybody in the family jobs that really kept a legit business for a long time and can really give people paychecks and stuff like that. But we had people that could help. You can work for them and get, get cash right on the spot. And they had legit businesses. I had family members that did, was business oriented. I won't lie. I had uncles that worked with the, churches and stuff, and they, you could get legit jobs and doing stuff like that. So it's always a way when you want to do something righteous. But they trying to block the information that we giving out. It's just certain people. Not everybody's against this information. It's only certain people, and these certain people, they are the ones that's into. They don't care about seeing color of law enforced and shit like that. They still want to control people. They want to treat people like slaves and control them. So you got a whole bunch of cops. But this was a fraternal order of police, right? So now you got a whole bunch of cops coming on my comment section, trying to stick up for this dude. Because that's what they do. They fraternal order brothers. If they rape a child, look, if they snatch up your baby, right? If that dude would have snatched up one of y'all babies in Newburgh and he raped them, all of the cops would have had to stick up for him and act like they don't know what happened. That's what fraternal orders do for each other. You know what it mean when they say, yeah, I'm my brother's keeper? That mean if they kill a little baby after they rape them, ain't nobody about to tell. It got to be the people to come together. But if the people find him and kill him, can't nobody do nothing about it, because that's like, it's justice. It's even. It's equal. Y'all just got away with doing crimes. And don't try to act like we making this up, because they just arrested a cop out in Highland. Gave him 20 years in the feds for raping little Mexican girls, protecting sex trafficking organization. Go look it up on the Department of Justice. You get his name and everything. And I feel like they should send that video and send his name out and put him on a list and tell all the gang members that's in the jails, when he go in there, y'all should make sure he got to check in, and his family should be paying the victims every week. Since y'all making everybody else check in and y'all extorting your own people in the jails, making them join gangs and stuff like that, why y'all don't do nothing to the pedophiles? Even if they on protective custody, it should be gang members that just go on PC just to extort all of the cops and shit like that. That's pedophiles. Let's talk about it. Y'all niggas ain't getting away with this shit. Dirty motherfuckers. The cops in there ain't gonna like y'all either. Even if your fraternal brothers protect you, it's gonna be somebody that ain't gonna like that shit. When we know what y'all about, so I'm not gonna sit up here and just play games with y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's why I see how y'all be doing. Yes, our people gotta be more respectful around the cops. But some of our people know certain stuff and they just don't have no respect. And I'll be like, yo, certain stuff I just won't do, because I just like, yo, if you show me respect, I'm gonna show you respect. We could have a misunderstanding, and but I won't get out of character. But when I see our people get out of character, it hurt me. But I get it why they do it. You know what I'm saying? After I reflect and look back, our people has got a lot of heart, man. We don't care. We got some fearless people. Only if they can just use their mind in an intelligent way, these brothers will be powerful. Because everybody love to see our people be ignorant. They love to see us be ignorant. They think it's cute. But if we start being intelligent with our fearlessness, and then that's where we know we can never go wrong. Because when we ignorant, we make bad decisions and we don't think, and we just do dumb stuff and kind of
make ourselves look ignorant, and that's not good. Because when we look back at it, we like, damn, I should have never said that. I just saying too much. But I was trying to prove a point, and I got my point across. But I just did. I was too in the moment, and my aggression was building up, so I might have got my point across a little too much. But when you got anger and you upset, it's like there's no way how to take out your anger or how to deal with it. And I know like these Ku Klux Klan members is really plotting and trying to do some real wicked stuff, right? They talking about how they want to retaliate. That's all they keep talking about, right? But they just showing their true colors on how they always felt. My thing is, I just wanted to put it out there and hold them accountable, so it'll show that they got poor policing skills, and all of the funding that they get and they need to be having less cops. Because if y'all got all these cops and y'all can't find a man that just pull out a gun on somebody, that means if this man went to go snatch up somebody's children and everybody seen it and reported it, y'all still wouldn't be able to find him if y'all got his license plate and all that. So all y'all police, all the state troopers, all the sheriffs and all that, what's the point of having all these cops? They should defund them. Only need the ones that's really doing good work who know what the fuck they doing. Everybody else who want to bullshit and cover up their badge, like that cop that was in Newburgh when I was at the station that came in there and started laughing and shit and talking to the other cop. They don't need them type of cop. Everybody that want to be corrupt, they need to get them out ASAP. Cause that's what fuck up investigate. They like, man, this shit is like sad, bro. They kill people and then have their own people investigated. This shit is sad, bro. They would kill somebody and then have their own people investigated. Like, so it's the only thing you could do is just show no fear. They leaving us no choice but to just be fearless. Because when somebody think they can murder you and get away with it and ain't nothing gonna happen to them, if you don't you don't stand up for yourself, they gonna think you meat or lunch meat or whatever. So you might gotta defend yourself in many different numerous ways and show, man, if you try something over here, this is the least that's gonna happen. And this is just a warning. And this is just to show you that everything y'all keep doing, I'm gonna catch every one of you. I'm not even gonna say nothing, but everything y'all keep doing is gonna get met with resistance. Watch. I got enough evidence right now to start taking out 50 of y'all at a time. That's why y'all keep coming after me so hard, because y'all know you don't know what I got. You don't know what I'm doing. I do. Yeah, this dude gonna pull in here in a white van, acting like he trying to use the garbage and stuff. Oh, I thought it was a dump here. I told him, man, you look suspicious. He said, I know. That's why I said I'm taking this dude with license plate now. Once I take your license plate, and then after I take your license plate, if you do anything else to me after that, and I retaliate and I fuck you up and I hit you, I kill you, I got evidence to show that you already been attacking me previously. So whatever I do, it don't matter no more. I'm just gonna deal with whatever the consequences later. Let one of y'all motherfuckers think that y'all gonna do some dumb shit and think you gonna get away with it like y'all been doing. I've been letting a lot of y'all slide, and I'm just telling you, it's gonna be certain times where y'all gonna think y'all getting away with some dumb shit, and it's gonna get met with resistance, and you gonna be mad that you ever did some shit to me, and I don't care what you know. I'm telling you, y'all better just put the word out. Just leave me alone. I'm not gonna care if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you got children in the car or whatever. I'm not gonna care about none of that shit because there's been so much shit going on, and it's like all I'm gonna say is I'm not playing with nobody. You got trucks, you got 18 wheelers that be sitting at the state troopers. Man, all these people was working as a COINTEL, as a big man. So when I be hearing about these big ass 18 wheelers, when I be riding, I be seeing them get in car accidents on the Hudson Bridge and they whole 18 wheeler truck flipped over looking like they died and stuff. I be like, damn, that's bad. But sometimes these be the same people that be trying to do dumb stuff and run people off the road and just driving crazy. Some of these trucks is real disrespectful, and then you'll think that they got certain cars that who they just want to attack. Because I'll be seeing them do it to certain other cars too, and I'll be like, yo, why is he not just going around passing? And I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You be having certain other taxis and people like that. They be jealous of certain other cars and stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff that goes on, man. They'll see you and know you working and try to, do dumb stuff. First of all, we on the highway. How you trying to control someone else? Why don't you just go around? You'll be doing the speed limit on the highway. They get behind you, start flashing their lights, doing dumb stuff. That's how you know you dealing with somebody that's like real controlling. How you trying to control the way how I'm moving and I'm not doing nothing wrong? I'm doing the speed limit. I'm gonna read a couple of y'all comments. Dale God just said, type YouTube, Muslims, Indians, Sheikh, Salame. I might have to remember that. Or you might have to put it in one of my comments on the old video, on the last video I did. Yo, PJC, I feel like you a cop, but I feel like you kind of like, you're not the ordinary cop. You don't fall for the victim shit. Like, you might be a fed or something, but I don't know who you are, bro. But I feel like you just want information and intel. No matter if it's knowledge and history or if it's me talking about whatever. And that's what you come in here for every time. Information. You don't talk. You don't say nothing. You just be coming in here recording me, right? But if someone recording me, then that means if this video or this channel get deleted, can't nobody retake and twist my words. You'll still have the truth. At least there's somebody in here that care, I guess, right? I gotta look at it like that. Even the trolls that be taking my channels and think that they slandering me and doing what they doing, taking my videos or whatever. At least if you listen to what I'm saying and just take away all the reactions, you'll still, if something happened to me, you'll still have my truth uncut coming from me. Not nobody else telling you anything about me or how I felt. You hear from the horse's mouth. And I'm not about to sympathize with no white supremacists or anybody that's upholding that type of energy. Because I'm going to read an article and I'm going to show y'all what the Black Panthers was about. And we're going to go through the 10-point program and all of that. Because a lot of people be misconfused when we say that we trying to help our people like the Black Panthers. And we got a lot of love for people like Assata Shakur and stuff like that. And people leave in the chat as soon as we start talking like that because they know they scared of true freedom. Y'all think y'all got to be a part of the organization, but the first Black Panthers, I don't know if they was a 501c3 like that. They might have been, but I'll look into that. We can keep an eye on Brother Shabazz. The conscious community is not helping him. I think he's homeless. Which Brother Shabazz you talking about? Never, anytime I get stopped by commercial mercenaries, I always say I plead the fifth. I always say no English. I've been buying books on indigenous languages. I don't speak English because I'm not an Englishman. You gotta speak treaty or Moorish constitutional law or Muslim law. That's all I understand. Supreme law of the land, constitution or something. Don't talk statutes and codes unless we talking supreme laws of the land first. Because if these statutes is not in harmony with the supreme law of the land, that's a conflict of interest. According to stare decisis, res judicata, sometimes when you got a certain mind frame, and when I'm gonna say certain things right now without saying certain things because I don't want to talk about certain stuff too much, but at another time maybe I could speak on it or maybe I won't. But when you go in and handling your affairs and doing your business, they already know who we are. So when you sign a contract a certain way, they're gonna treat you different. That's all I'm gonna say. I still got the evidence of what I'm talking about, but it's something that's dealing with law. You know what I'm saying? I should say more, but I don't like, I feel like certain stuff should be put out in a certain way. So if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it professional. It's a teaching moment for me. Learning experience and a teaching moment. I'm not an Englishman. I don't speak English. I only speak nature's law, constitutional law, treaty law. We don't want to talk about codes and statutes or Jim Crow segregation statutes. Not segregation, but Jim Crow, Willie Lynch, and all that stuff. That's what's up, Bill God. You'll be watching all the channels. We seen you on a few people comments. Just because I don't like your name, Keith Newton, I'm gonna block you. As soon as the numbers start going up, and people start coming in the chat with weird names, I'm blocking you. Because I know you're about to say something dumb. So, what's the word, y'all? I'm about to make probably a few more premieres coming, and a few, like in less than an hour, probably 10 more minutes. It'll be 12, so I'm gonna try to get this premiere out for y'all in the next half hour or so. We were teaching this European about birthrights. Do you still check your email? I'll send you a room we did on Clubhouse. Yeah, I'll be checking my email. Send it over. Yeah, this phone, I'm trying to hold it up. Hold on. If I can't get it, hold on. There it go. Yeah. If I can stay last night. Yeah, but when they set up the COINTELPRO, they was going out doing all. You can go buy the book, the Certified Uncle Toms, and it show all of the COINTELPRO agents that they was using. They was doing a lot of crazy stuff to people. And if you know about history, you know right after the COINTELPRO, they started the war on drugs and then the war on guns. But they was dropping a lot of the drugs and the guns off in the communities. Like in Chicago, they had trains bringing a whole bunch of guns and dropping them off. Nobody want to talk about that though. See, they know it's an epidemic in Chicago with all of them shootings, but nobody want to say who's going to charge the people that brought all the guns in on them trains. They're not going to get them no RICO law charge. But Young Thug and them, the Young Thug probably got some of them guns that they brought over from Chicago on that train. They gonna charge him with RICO, but the person who brought the guns over on the train, just like the people who brought the shipload of coke over on that J.P. Morgan and Chase bank submarine, and they caught it with all them tons of coke. They ain't gonna charge them. They gonna process that coke, put it back on the streets, and charge everybody who starts selling it. And if you in a gang, they gonna give you a RICO law. But mind you, this ship came over from J.P. Morgan and Chase, and the people ain't got enough intelligence to demand full-length investigation on that. So it's like nobody bringing no lawsuit up on them. Like all their assets should have been liquidated after that, because anybody else that doing that work for a business, they gonna shut your whole shit down, bro. How you got a bank ship that's owned by a bank or whatever? Y'all know what I'm talking about. We ain't hear nothing about that. So it's right after COINTELPRO, after they took out all of the political leaders, they put the drugs and the guns in the community, and everybody who was involved with that lower vibration, they wiped them out too. But some people wasn't always probably lower vibration. Some people was probably responsible with guns and was teaching other people how to be responsible. So we probably was the first gun. You know how you go to the gun range and they teach you how to shoot. We was the first ones how to do that because we had to teach ourselves probably. Now they just practice on each other like target practice. They talking about how they gonna spin a block and kill a op. Back in the days, we probably had guns and one gun or two guns, and the whole tribe would train and learn how to defend just in case, invaders came in or something. But I know in them states like South Carolina and Georgia and Texas, and even states maybe like Chicago and Philly and certain places in New York. Man, y'all all know this. Certain places in New York, they used to tell you, and it's probably still like this in certain places. If you don't know nobody from there, you better not go over there unless you got a gun. Because if you go in certain areas, it's people that's going to do something to you because you don't know nobody there. Because certain places in New York City, or just maybe even outside of New York City, it used to be real hectic, and it's still like this in certain places. Certain places probably even got worse than it was back in the days. And I'm talking about like in the late 90s and early 2000s and stuff. So the way how they tried to destroy a lot of our people was they put the drugs and the guns, and then they used COINTELPRO on anybody who was trying to teach the people how to be righteous. So if you was a religious leader, if you was teaching about nationality, anything that's trying to teach people to stay away from the streets and guns, they was targeting you and coming after you and trying to use tactics to make other people go against you and make people want to kill you and stuff, make you seem like you was gay and stuff. So this was something that destroyed a lot of our people, turned families against each other, and they still using it to this day. So it's like I want to educate it and raise awareness to as many people as possible that I'm a victim of COINTELPRO attacks, and they are still doing unlawful, unconstitutional things against the people. They took an oath to protect and serve. So they committing treason against the Constitution. That's why I always document everything. That's why I always document everything. Yep. Oh yeah, I seen them videos on how Chicago O Block is being brought out by somebody. So they're gonna tear up the whole block or something like that. Yeah. But then you gotta look at it like this. If you got all them people that live in Chicago in poverty and on O Block, they just passed a bill that's, I guess they're gonna name it a new neighborhood, or they're gonna move people out or something like that, then what you think is gonna happen in a place like Chicago? See, I'll leave that up for you to answer. What you think is about to happen? So now all them people from the projects, that's what I was just saying, are about to move into op territory. This is this is on top of them eliminating cash bail. It's about to get ugly. Yeah. See, you just put the cherry on top of the frosting, I guess, because I didn't know they was have to move right to the ops neighborhood. I was thinking it was just moving them, and they would have to move into the counties or something, or out of Chicago maybe. But if they're from the projects, they might not be able to just move like that. So you never know. They might be forced to go where they got options to go, and then they might be in a neighborhood with the rival territory or rival gangs or crews. So that could be a tragedy waiting to happen. And I say this is all done by design. What's the reason behind it? I think y'all can figure that out. You know, it'd be powerful if all them people started coming together in Chicago and stopped beefing and killing each other, and they started coming together for one common goal. Man, Chicago would be a whole different energy there. They already made history with murders. They can make history with killing each other. I think they can make history with taking back all of the economics from every business in Chicago. If the gangs stopped killing each other and came together, they can control all the economics in Chicago. They already organized enough where it's like they controlling their territories and their communities, but that's all for drugs and sales and lowers and crime. Imagine if they started saying we ain't gonna involve ourselves in crime. We only gonna do crime if it's dealing with building up our economics for our people to get out of poverty. That'd be powerful. They did this in the early 2000s when they demolished the Robert Taylor homes. People were getting shot left and right. FBG Duck's brother just got shot. Yeah, that's deep. But they already killing each other. The only best thing they could do is try to come together as much as possible, take back their community because it's getting destroyed. Because when you watch the movie The Judas and the Black Messiah, they show them brothers from the Black Panthers trying to organize everybody to work together and control like all of the politics and the economics and stuff. That's what they was working towards, taking care of each other. But always in the history, they told us that all these people was all against each other. But that's just a movie. You know the history is like they was against us. I ain't gonna deny that. But all of the organizations wasn't against us because in the civil rights, there was certain Europeans fighting for civil rights too. fighting with our people. They wanted to be free from certain things too. But we had different arguments than them. But civil rights ain't for human rights. That's a whole different thing. So they tricked us. Around the same time they had us fighting for civil rights, the United Nations was signing out declarations and treaties dealing with human rights. So Malcolm caught on to that and he said, we don't need to be fighting for civil rights. We need to be talking to the United Nations about human rights violations. But I'm about to end this video, y'all. We've been live for a hot, nice little minute. So you saying FBG brother just he got shot in Chicago? That whole stuff with them, they like going back and forth with them young brothers. I think like King Vaughn probably was involved with that, and it's a lot of beef out there. I don't even know what's happening out there, to tell you the truth. All I know is certain crews and gangs don't like each other and they beefing and killing each other. I don't know why. Well, I know it's retaliation and it's a war. But my thing is, when is it ever gonna stop? That's a bad culture right there. He didn't make it. Damn. See, that's why I'm trying to teach brothers about something to learn, study about, and learn about your history and your nationality and birthrights. Because now you don't gotta fight against people that look like you, that ain't taking nothing from you really. Your fight should be against anyone that's oppressing you. If you know the history, you could use your free national standing to challenge certain things and fight lawfully instead of unlawfully and unconstitutionally. Everybody always say, yo, we kidnap people on a stolen land. We only registered as 3/5 of a man. But I don't never hear nobody say, yo, let's come together and apply our nationality to get out of bondage and stuff like that. I don't never hear nobody speaking like that. Let me get up out of here, y'all. I'll be back a little later. Like I said, I premiere a video and I'll be searching for some more content to upload for y'all. And I'll try to be more consistent with the uploads. I just be busy a lot, but I should have more time in like the next week or so. So I'll be giving y'all a lot more uploads. You might not want to miss this one that's about to come in like the next 20, 30 minutes. So be on the lookout for that. So it's a dealing with law. As y'all can see, I'm like real upset about the Ku Klux Klan attacks, and I'm just gonna keep exposing a lot of the information to raise awareness on the history of this stuff and show you like how deep it is. So that'll be one of my topics I'll try to look for videos on. But other than that, I'll see y'all in a minute. Won't be coming live. We be premiering stuff. If I find a good article, if y'all got any articles, I'll go live and do read it or whatever. But if I don't find nothing, I won't be coming back live. So I'll see y'all later on today, probably. If you want to come into the chat on the premiere, y'all come through in there. I might be in there for a few. First, I'm gonna do 2 videos since I haven't really uploaded a lot. I'm gonna do 2 videos. I'm gonna do a short one, and then I'm gonna do a one that's like a couple hours long. I got 2 coming for y'all. Peace.